Yo, America, planet Earth, what's up? This is your boy Codell, and welcome back to another episode of the Father's Gospel Podcast. I'm excited. We got Robert Garza back on the show, and like always, Robert Garza's got more incredible news. Garza, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Just a whirlwind of stuff, Always something going on.
Yeah. I mean, just so you guys know, he was at my friend Kyle's hearing yesterday. He zoomed in. So, and not only that, Garza was doing a million things, and we're going to get into some of those things today, Garza. So, what are we going to talk about today, Garza?
Well, I have two new bills, so that's
Okay.
good. And then,
Yeah.
just regular stuff, everyday things going on.
Right. So, he's got two bills, you guys. And also, he didn't just say it now, but he gave a huge speech in front of the National Police Academy, correct?
Yes, National
Yeah,
Police
National Police Academy
Academy. Yep.
yesterday, talking directly about the issues going on in the family courts. This is huge, you guys. That's a big seed being planted right there. We're gonna get into that. And then he's got some really cool medals. So yeah. All right, Garza, what do you want to start out with? You want to start out with those bills? You want to do the police academy thing? What do you want to do?
We do the police thing, get it out of the way real quick.
Okay.
That was a pretty cool event. In fact, I was there to talk about the three strikes law because that's the criminal side of it and how that's going to work. And then I thought that was going to be like maybe, I don't know, a minute and a half or something, turned into probably half an hour of talking and answering questions. And anyway, it was a pretty cool event.
So how many police officers would you say were there?
That was a lot. In fact, the guy that was presenting came from the UK or something. I mean, it was an international thing.
Okay, so I mean, it was not just police from all over America, different countries as well. That
Oh
okay,
yeah.
excellent. And how? I mean, did your message resonate with them? How'd you feel about that? What was the response from the police officers?
Yeah, it resonated with them really well. They said they have these same exact problems in their countries and all over the world, and that there is no solution, the same thing. And so when I talked about the solution and how I came up with it, it blew their mind, and they're like they want to amend the laws everywhere. And I was like, well, join robertgarza.us and sign up to be an advocate, and let's do it.
The worldwide revolution, my friend. So yeah, no, did because I mean, you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. Did any of them share any of their personal stories with you or just even tell you how they could relate? And if they did, is there anything specifically you can share with us, even if you don't want to name names?
Yeah. So when I started talking about it, they were shaking their heads like, "Oh yeah, like we know it's a problem." But after we started talking and I was answering questions, a lot of them themselves had went through it, or their spouses, or someone that they knew. Probably 100% of them either went through it, their spouse, or someone that they all knew. So, but a lot more of them went through it than not, and they were very surprised when they started going through it that even they couldn't do anything. They call the cops, and they are, their buddy, the chief
They're
of
the
police or
police.
whatever. Yeah, wouldn't do anything. They said take it back to civil court, and prosecutors aren't prosecuting for this, and it's an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, and I just feel that like it's so important to highlight that because I mean, same thing's happening. It's happening here in America, UK, all these different countries. There's so many cops, thousands of cops, if not millions of cops, when you combined all the country that are experiencing the exact same issues with the family courts, with having their kids taken away and all that stuff. And I would encourage cops, if any police officers see this video, I definitely encourage you to speak up and reach out to Mr. Garza, reach out to me here on the show because we want to help you guys so you can help us so we can just help fix this whole entire system. So
Exactly.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
it
they call
go
it
ahead.
they call it grand jury bait because even if they would arrest him, when they get it to a grand jury, the grand jury's not going to indict because they don't know if the parent was being a protective parent or if they were just being malicious. And when they do the affidavit for probable cause, they don't it's not in their report why they withheld. Usually the parent doesn't show up, so that they don't know why they withheld. And so it's called grand jury bait because by the time it gets to the grand jury, they choose not to indict because it's not in the report why they withheld. So they don't want to put a, protective parent in jail or even know why. So that's why the three strikes law is so good, is because it actually shows a pattern of bad behavior before the felony, and then they'll indict.
Well, and that helps everyone because like you just said, establishes that track record. So if you do go to trial or whatever, the jury or the court can see that there's an established issue with a parent, withholding the child. And because obviously it doesn't just protect the alienated child and parent, it's actually going to protect everyone because you don't want innocent people um, having their kids taken away or
Correct.
yeah, yeah. But anyways, no, that's good. So was there any specific bills that you focused on when you were talking to when you were giving the speech at the police academy event
That was
yesterday?
it. Just mostly the three strikes,
Yeah.
the time taken, time back, and the new start equality. That was amazing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Did that one resonate with them really big? The equality one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, okay. No, that's good. Okay, and now you got 2 new bills, Garza. Let's get into those. So we're gonna start with the reimbursement. Excuse me, guys. Reimbursement of fees for parental alienated behavior. All right, so here we go, you guys. We got Robert Garza's website up and we got his bills right here. So the two new bills are the reimbursement of fees for parental alienation and the Family Rights and Due Process Act, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So let's start with this reimbursement. What do we got going on with this bill, Garza?
Yeah, so that one's pretty cool. So if anyone is doing parental alienating behaviors, which is gatekeeping, bad mouthing, interference with child custody, false allegations, uh, the court now will have them, if they're found in violation of doing these things, the court shall order the targeted parent reimbursement for attorney's fees, reunification, supervision, counseling, all the other professionals, psych eval, home study. So now that alienator is on the hook for all of those fees. And what this is going to do is stop the games before they start, because it's usually the attorneys that teach the litigants how to do this. And so at the end of this, if they get charged for all these fees, and they're just going to turn around and file a grievance, I'm pretty sure, against the attorney that taught them how to do this, and tell the judge that they're the ones that taught them how to do it. And so it's going to stop these attorneys from teaching people before it starts.
So it just discourages the whole entire process. It discourages the parent from misbehaving, and it discourages the attorneys from misbehaving.
Yep. Stops the bad
Awesome.
behavior before it starts, and before they teach them anything like that. Yep.
I love that. I love that. And okay, so now this one, have you gotten it passed in any state yet, or you're just now in the process of moving this through the first state, which I assume would be Texas?
Yes. So actually, the first states are going to be about probably 20 different states at once. I
Nice.
just finished writing all of these bills in the last 8 months. So the reason you're not seeing a lot of this
Wait,
legislation,
hold up. I just want to
yeah,
show them this, Garza, because you just said, you finished writing all these bills the last 8 months. So, you guys, I want to highlight this. If you look here on the screen, so he's had his same bills written for all these different states, but he's upgraded the website, which I just noticed that, Garza, is beautiful. I mean, look, Alabama, Alaska, all these states are there. So, whatever bill you need, your state is here. So, I just wanted to point that out real quick. All right, go on, Garza.
Yeah, so I just I passed legislation in Texas. It went through unanimous bipartisan the first time. The governor signed off on it, and in 6 months, I was able to affect change for 30 million Texans. Then I took it over to North Dakota because someone wanted it there, so I amended those laws to have what Texas has with the time taken, time back, except we did double the time back to really disincentivize making a false allegation, and it went through there.
What was the
Affected
incentive for the double the time back?
So in Texas, it was a pretty bill because there was no repercussions. It's when you return the child, you shall return the time. And so because it went through, so well and everybody there was no arguments against it. And so
Okay.
when we did it in North Dakota, we really wanted to disincentivize making a false allegation. So it's going to be double the time back if you try this. So there's
Nice.
actually repercussions for that bad behavior. And so it
I
went
love it.
through and it passed and it's a law now. And so at that point, I was like, okay, if I can amend another state and pass a bill there, why not all 50 states? So
Right.
what I ended up doing was taking all seven bills, seven, eight, nine bills that I've had in Texas, and I amended them for all the states and cameras in the courtroom, appealable temporary orders, all these bills. And I made robertgarza.us and put them all in there, and where anyone in those states can actually, um, have any of these amend their current laws.
Yeah. Yeah, again, you guys, I mean, look here on the screen. This is just the particular bill we're talking about right now for the reimbursement. And I mean, he's got it set up for all these different states. So take advantage of it, especially if you're someone that's going through this in whatever state you're in and start moving forward with it. So yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything else you want to highlight about the reimbursement bill, Garza?
Just that it just gives all of your fees back, and then I think it's just going to stop the bad behavior before it starts. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. So.
And then, I gotta ask this out of curiosity, because you said 20 states, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. With that 20 states, is it a good split of both red and blue states? I'm hoping it is.
Yes.
Excellent.
It's pretty neat for the newer listeners that don't know anything about it. But you can literally go to my website, robertgarza.us, click on a bill that you want. When you click view legislative pack, it'll give you an email that you can just copy paste to your legislator. It asks for, a meeting, a Zoom call, and then they'll book the call. And then you send me the Zoom link, and we'll both Zoom in. You'll talk to your legislator about how this affects you, whichever bill you chose. And then I'll tell them about the bill and why I needed to write the bill and the need for it, and that's it. I mean, we have like a we have a very high success rate.
Yeah, and you guys, I'd recommend reaching out to Mr. Garza. I mean, he's he's honestly one of the most reliable people that I have met since I've been involved myself in trying to figure out how to move forward with getting these family courts fixed. And Garza, I mean, you're the real deal. And I'm not trying to just just like suck up to you, but the truth is the truth. You're getting a lot of results done, and I feel like that deserves to be praised. And again, like if you guys want someone that really knows how to get things done and you want to see change in your own state, please reach out to Garza. I encourage you. I mean, I've been working with Garza and it's been incredible. I'm working on doing the same thing here in Washington state and he has just relieved so much pressure off my shoulders and a lot of other people's shoulders out here because now we don't have to do all the the rebuilding ourselves. Like he has the blueprint set up, and not only does he have the blueprint, but his blueprint has a track record of success. So please reach out to him. So okay, Garza, so got the reimbursement, and then the next one is oh, what is that next bill?
Yeah, it's
Lem
the Family Rights and Due Process Act.
Yeah, Family Rights and Due Process Act. So let's get into that. What's going on with that one? Let me pull it up here on the screen.
So that one's probably one of the most important bills. It's one of the last ones that I wrote. And when you're messing with children and families in family court, right now, to take away and terminate a parental responsibility to a child, terminate your parental rights, they have to do it with clear and convincing evidence. And that's in all 50 states.
Right,
So after looking at this, I was just like, okay, well, to terminate someone's rights, it's clear and convincing evidence. Why is preponderance of evidence so low? And so preponderance of evidence, and this is why people can get protective orders, restraining orders, or you go to court and you're like, well, they just said something and now the judge believes it and they didn't even show any evidence. That's because it's called preponderance of evidence. Is it more true or less true? So
right.
imagine going into court and you thinking of it that way, and no matter what's said, the judge is literally weighing it. Is it more true or less true? And that's why you're having the problems that you're having with. So to take that parental right away, it's clear and convincing. So what this does is it heightens that evidence to be clear and convincing for everything. So imagine your ex going in there and making a false allegation. Instead of the judge saying, is it more true or less true? They're like, prove it. Show me how that is. They get up there and perjure themselves. The judge isn't like, it's more true or less true. They're like, okay, show me. Now
Right.
you have to prove what's going on. And in a criminal court, their lowest standard is clear and convincing, and then you have to have beyond a reasonable doubt to convict somebody in a court. So this preponderance is it's not good, especially when you're dealing with families and children.
Well, and that's the thing because I mean, I don't care if this sounds corny. Our kids are absolutely our most precious resource. And the fact that we have the courts set up this way to just, I mean, man, it blows my mind that our families aren't provided the same protection when it comes to keeping the structure together as all the other courts are when they're dealing with their processes. So yeah, it's kind of scary when you think about it. Okay, so I
Now,
mean, go ahead.
one more thing that this bill has is it also requires the judges to issue written findings of facts and conclusions of law, identifying the evidence and the legal basis for each material ruling. If a trial court fails to find any of these or to write any of these, then this same bill that I did, it creates an automatic right of appeal and reversal. It just ensures accountability and transparency in the legal system.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so they have to provide,
The
I
reason
mean,
why they're ruling the way they rule. So if they're going to
yeah,
take your parental right away, the judge can't say, "Okay, I'm just going to take kids go to parent A instead of B," and that's
right.
all they do. That's what
I
they
mean,
do now.
yeah, it's what
They
I'm
don't
dealing
have
with
to write
now.
why they did it. So when you appeal, she can say, or the judge can say, "Okay, I took Robert's rights away because he wore jeans to court." That ain't gonna happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So now you can appeal it because you're like, no, you cannot take my parental right away because of that, or the way that you acted in court or whatever. Right now they can do it and they don't have to say why. And that's why they get away with what they get away with.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna go into details, but I was at a hearing yesterday and it was just interesting watching the back and forth. And I felt like the person that was representing themselves did a really good job of kind of boxing in
He stood his
the
ground for sure.
he
He
did.
knew
I'm
the case
telling you.
law, he knew everything. That was good.
No, I'm telling you, when he's unleashed and we're building him up, like I always tell him, I'm like, you just stay focused on what you're doing because we're gonna need you in that department. Because when he gets unleashed, oh, the system better watch out because yeah, and in the best way possible. Like, yeah, I was educated yesterday, so I was proud of him. But
I think he educated the judge on a few things too.
Dude, do you see him do you see the judge bust out the book and have to start looking the judge literally that's how cornered the judge was. Judge had to grab a book like this freaking thick, look up RCWs that he and case laws that he was just boom, 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 right in their
Yeah,
face
and, like, that's
every
not what that
time.
means. That's not what that meant. That's not what that says. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so and thank you for being there, brother. Like, well, yeah, we appreciate it. So, you're one of
She
the
told me
like
to
I
turn off
tell
the
you, you're one of the
camera.
real ones.
Yeah, she
Huh?
told me to turn off the camera, but I was in a suit, I had the tie, I had the big buildings in the back, so she didn't know where I was from or anything, so
Right, yeah, and this brother showed up Mr. Garza showed up from a whole 'nother state on camera, and trust me, Garza is busy, so, I mean, what were you doing, Garza? You had 20,000,000 things going on yesterday.
oh my gosh. I walked out of, an event with several senators and House reps to do that, and
In
then right after
Texas,
that
or
in Texas, yeah.
Gotcha,
Yeah, and then
okay.
my phone died. That's why it shut off because I was just it's too many things and the phone shut off, so I had to go inside to go get another to charge it. But I did stay for most of the hearing, so before it went
Yeah.
off.
So you guys, he spoke in front of the police academy yesterday, the National Police Academy. So we're talking about police from all over the world, speaking in front of senators in Texas, showing up to my good friend's hearing and getting all these bills written. So now, speaking of the academy, interesting story with that. Garza, you got some medals yesterday. What's up with
I
those
did.
medals?
So this one was cool. This one was from it's actually a badge that's I don't know if I should cover the badge number, I guess so. Um, but
There.
it's to me, and so it's registered to me. It's magnetic, and you can wear it, when you go
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and what's some of you told me an interesting little privilege that gives you. What's that allow you to do?
yeah. So when you're going through the airport and stuff, I think you can just walk through and stuff like that. So it
Yeah,
gives
no
you it gives you
TSA.
quite a few privileges.
That's cool. That's cool. And then, what's that represent? That badge. I mean, does it stand for something specifically?
Well, they gave me this whole big rules that I can and can't do with it and stuff, and so I hadn't read
Okay.
through them yet.
Okay.
But they were just telling me some of the perks of it yesterday, and anyway, but
Yeah.
it was neat. It
Yeah.
was all overwhelming because it's just a lot to happen
Right.
in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what's that other medal you got? Because you got another medal
Yes.
yesterday.
So I went to another event and ended up getting the President's Volunteer Service Award,
Okay. And
and
who was the
so
organization behind this one?
um that one was
Beautiful.
H. It was 3 initials. Oh, man. Alright, you're gonna have to cut that one out where you asked me
That's
that.
fine. No, we what's their focus though? What's that organization's focus? I mean,
Um,
like
that yeah, the organization, they're for humanity and, it's a whole big thing to like,
the
they're involved
general
with
well-being of people,
yeah,
basically.
they do a lot of things
Gotcha.
for churches and
Okay.
fundraisers and stuff, and they give back to the communities and all kinds of stuff, so
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Yeah. Man, Garza, you're absolutely killing it. Is there anything else that you feel like the people need to hear about today?
Idaho. So, Idaho,
Yes,
I know it's not your state, but
it's my neighbor.
I just finished this morning amending their 50-50 parenting, law even better and putting a bunch of things in there. So and I had the same problem with Arizona. So I had talked to an Arizona senator also saying that, "Hey, we have 50-50 here, but for some reason they're not abiding by it." And the reason that they're not is because they don't have findings of facts and conclusions of law to make
Mm,
that the judge say why they're going below that standard. And think about it, even if they did have that, a judge still could say, okay, I'm putting 50-50 in the decree. I'm saying, each parent is fit, willing, and able. And by the way, I'm only going to give mom 2 days a week or dad 2 days a week and the other parent the rest.
right.
You're like, what's going on here? But that's what the law allows. So in the one that I did findings of facts and conclusions. I did also in there that no parent, either parent, has less than 45% of overnights. That makes it to where the judge cannot go below that, unless there is an issue. So it puts more teeth in it.
Yeah.
And there's just all these little nuances that they're gray areas. And I'm not taking away their discretion, but if you're doing 50-50, oh, the other part that Idaho didn't have in it, and they're having a problem with this, they're saying, okay, you want 50-50, we have to do this now, so there's 50-50. But I didn't like you because you wore jeans to my hearing, and so I'm going to give parent B all the parental rights because it says nothing in this law about how to divide those up. So now I put in this, I amended it and put that in there too, that, joint custody or 50-50 is also 50-50 parental rights to each one. And I even
Right.
went ahead a little bit more. If those parents could not come to an agreement, there's a little clause in there that they have to try mediation first before going back to court. So, I mean,
Okay.
all these little nuances, I took all the gray areas out.
Okay,
It's
so let me ask you this. Okay, so they're supposed to be giving 50-50, but there's obviously all these little loopholes. So
They'll give
they were
50-50, but that
huh?
doesn't mean that they'll give 50-50, but that doesn't mean that the parent will get it because saying it and then ruling what that division of parental involvement is two different things.
So they were still able, even though they're technically supposed to be giving 50-50, they were still not receiving 50-50 on a regular basis.
Correct.
Okay, okay,
And the
because I
judges don't
wasn't
have to write why.
okay, the only reason I was asking because I wasn't sure if they were getting 50-50, but one parent still had all decision-making power or something like that, so that's what I was
They
trying
can
to
do that
clarify.
too. Yes, that's what I was saying is they can give 50-50 on possession, but parental rights, the bill said nothing about it or their
So
law.
they were doing I bet a lot of parents were probably experiencing that, and see, that's just horrible too because then you're still not able to fully be the parent you need to be for your child, like,
Correct.
that's wow, yeah, no, dude,
So
yeah,
we just fixed that for every person in Ohio. So now, after looking at all some of those other legal loopholes, I'm going to have to go and amend probably 50 of my bills on uh, the New Start at Equality to actually put some of these other things in. Or what I always tell people is this is like the civil rights movement. You abolish slavery first, and that's where the 50-50 comes in, and then you
right.
start putting these in, and that's kind of what I'm doing now is that Arizona has now abolished slavery, and so now they're experiencing all these other problems, and so I think this is the second half of that. So now that they've abolished slavery, now you're going to put in and findings of facts and conclusions of law no less than 45%, and parental their parental responsibilities or whatever are 50-50 and not to one parent or the other.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's really cool is, on a big scale level, so you're having all this success, right? From a conscious level, I mean, you posted and I reposted it. You posted this chart of how much your views have increased online. And what was it? It was like 1,000,000 plus views in how many days or
Within 30 days it was about 1.7 million views,
right.
but my timeline, I was going and it was probably like 20,000 people a day that were seeing my stuff,
That's
and
big
then
though.
now it started just jumping higher and higher, and you can see it keep going over 30 days. Now it's at 140,000 views a day.
S and you guys, the reason I brought that up again is just to show you because I know if you're a parent going through this, it feels hopeless at times, but the reason it's so important for me to point that out is because it shows that what Garza's doing, what I'm doing, what all these people are doing, it's making a difference. Like, it is starting to get into the mainstream conscious that we have to deal with these family court issues, and it's absolutely wonderful. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ripple
Garza,
effect
man.
is huge.
Yeah,
It's like throwing a rock in the middle of the water and then you see the ripple effect. And that's what we're doing now. We're throwing that education into that pond and watching the ripple effect. And I think that's why the views are growing so well is because this problem is systemic and it's just happening everywhere. So
right. Well, and I think another thing that's helped too is there's been a lot more of us that have kind of started rethinking our strategies on how to approach this issue because for so long, which I'm not trying to beat down, but there's so many parents that felt so beat down that when they would express this, they would obviously let their emotions get the best of them, their rage get the best of them, whether they're online, offline, or whatever. But I feel like there's enough of us and more of us now that have gotten so much better at crafting the messaging behind these issues, and that's really helping get this out there and just, yeah, cause that ripple effect like you're
yeah,
saying.
it's laser focusing now,
Yeah,
because before you went to your legislator and said, "Hey, I have a problem with false allegations in family court. My judge isn't doing anything about them. They're getting up on the stand. They're perjuring themselves." So then we have time taken, time back, or if they're withholding three strikes, if the judge is doing some crazy stuff, cameras in the courtroom, if they're, if you want 50-50, the New Start Equality, the Family Rights and Due Process Act, if you're having issues not getting, your judge is still doing all this stuff. Now we heighten that standard. So there's a lot of stuff in there.
yeah. Well, and again, kinda going back to, like, what you're doing with the police department, I love that because for me, I've been focusing on figuring out how, okay, how can I craft my messaging to where I can go to churches, police departments, more women, even men, and just get them to understand what's going on so they do wanna get involved with this, and again, yeah,
You
it's
know
definitely
what came to
working.
my head when you just said that? Go put a
What?
table outside your police force where they're
Yeah,
coming in and out. Of course, ask
yeah.
for permission and just put ask me about family court.
Well, no, I love that you said that because I've told you this before, but one of the things that I've been working on is preparing myself to start setting up with a table, a little camera setup, basically doing Q&As and presenting information and just interviewing people on campuses, courthouses, police stations. Didn't even think of that one. Absolutely love that one. And I'm not quite there yet, but I am getting ready to move forward with that. Really what I have to do now, and I started putting the fillers out there. I got to find a camera person, someone that can just, do the camera work while I'm doing all this, but I got everything else ready to go. Like that's all I'm looking for right now cuz I kind of, that obviously I got that inspiration from Charlie Kirk, the way he was doing it. And my thing with Charlie Kirk too is he wasn't even someone that I watched all the time, but I still recognized
Hmm.
just the importance of what he was doing and his formula was absolutely brilliant. And I think we can take here in the family court movement, I think we can take that same formula and copy and paste it and bring it over to the family court movement and to help bring awareness to it. So like that's what I'm preparing to get myself set up to do. So yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Well, all right, Garza. I mean, anything else you wanna let people know before we get out of here?
No, that was pretty much my yesterday.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, hopefully you get some time to relax today. So
Yeah, a lot of this stuff happens very quickly. If I posted all the stuff every day that happens, it would be overwhelming for, people would probably stop following just because of there's so much stuff.
yeah,
It's happening very quickly. And as soon as legislators open, like November, December, you're going to see a lot of these bills going through your states. And you can help us put the bills through your states. If you go to robertgarza.us, sign up to be an advocate. As soon as you sign up, it says be a part of our Facebook messaging. Go in
yeah,
there, and then it has all 50 states. There's
yep.
advocates in every one of your states. If you don't like being a loner, go in there, get two or three people to go with you, whatever you want. But I've made it
Well,
easy enough where you don't need anybody All you do is just copy paste an email, set it up, send me the link, and we're good to go.
Well, and let me say this right now, you guys. Like, I'm taking what Garza's doing, and I'm here in Washington, and I'm getting ready to push these bills through here in Washington, and I would love some help. I'm looking for moms and dads who can help call legislatures to let them know that they support these bills, and even people that want to email their representatives to let them know that they support these bills, all sorts of stuff. So if you're here in Washington, come join me. And you're in another state, contact Garza. You like let's make it happen. So yeah, yeah. Well, good stuff, Garza, man. We appreciate you like always. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. And yeah, big things are happening, and it's just only going to get better and better and better, my friend.
All right. Well, let me know next time and we'll have more stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, I'll be hitting you up for an interview next month. So we got you every month now.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, later.
All right. Talk to you soon.